And we're going to hit our first pillar, which is tone. And with tone, we want to go for one of the more important things is that it's the relationship between the two. It's not just about Tank. It's about Tank and Jesse. Both of you together can accomplish this adventure. Like, you got each other's backs. You never have to worry about, like, saving a princess or saving her in general. You guys connect with each other. And part of our game is that we wanted to give you that connection to our characters, but then, like, what we have here is that it's fully based on weight and momentum. And that comes from basic, like, we saw this earlier. Corgis are low into the ground, and they have stubby legs, and they tend to be like little potbelly, but getting heavy there. And a lot of our mechanics, most of them, are based off that. We're going to go into that right now. The first one is running. Now, that may seem like, oh, it's just running, but for him, it's a big deal. And at first, you're walking, you hold the control stick forward, and you start off gradually, and when you reach your next beat, you can do various things. And one of those things is the CORGI. Something that you are just to interact with that will affect the puzzle that you're working on. Attack-wise, obviously, you will do a barrel roll into your enemy and defeat them, and that's what the character is. Next up is the CORGI block. And the CORGI block, like the video earlier when you saw him go like this, you're going to be using the platforms for that one. The higher you go, the more damage rates you have when you hit the enemy down below and defeat them. This also works for puzzles as well. If you have one of those panels that you can, like traps happen or something good in this case happens, you can slam down on that and it will activate that and you'll be able to use that to your advantage. Another thing off that would be the bounce. Now, bouncing with him is in there so that no one really wants to see a CORGI death. So if you miss the target and go and hit the floor, you're not going to die. You're going to bounce back to where you originally were and continue forward. And you learn, and it's fun to fail sometimes, and who doesn't want to see you little CORGI bounce? And that's what that was. And last but not least, I believe you click on dig. And dig, you can go explore other areas that you won't be able to reach unless you've done, and also it's a slight stun for enemies. Like if you dig a hole like in their pathway that they're heading toward, they'll trip and fall. And from there, you can either evade or attack them. It really is up to you. And we're going to go on to our third thing, which is intelligent AI. Also known as, this is not an escort mission, which a lot of people thought about this game when we first pitched it as a concern. What we want to hit home is that Jessie's not a hindrance. She's a plus. She is there to help you, and you guys can count on each other. A big part of our game is concerning that. For instance, when you run or walk, she keeps in stride with you. If you're platforming, let's say you're doing speed platforming and you need your momentum, but you mess up and you're stuck in like the middle of nowhere and you don't have enough room to like make it to the next one. She will be programmed to automatically go to the next one. Therefore, when you jump, she will catch you and help you up. And that's one of the features that she has. Also, if you're exploring, she will help lead you away, like let's say you lost Mary for X amount of time, she will give you hints and or gradually walk in the area you should walk to. And another plus she has is in combat, although she won't like actually defeat enemies, she will slow them down or indicate where you need to hit them specifically in order to take them down, because she has a slingshot. So she just, there we go. And that is what you want to put forth, is that she is just as important. You will never have to babysit her, and she is just as awesome, and you will grow to love her, especially if you do. And next up is our last pillar, which is good level design. Although we don't have anything specific done right now, during the pre-pro we plan to work it all out. But basically what we want to say is that we want our artists and group programmers to be together to work this out, because all three groups are needed to make this work. Because it's all related to both like the environment, the way you design it, what you want the player to feel. And with that, we want a good mix of puzzles, platforming, and combat. And we don't want it monotonous either, so that's why it's going to be a really cool thing when we get that accomplished and it's just done correctly. And that's what we want to do with book design. Always want to be an adventure. Then we go on to animation. With animation, with our art style, we plan on they're stiff, they're rigid. You know, they're not supposed to be fun-loving. You want them to go away. So obviously, we're going to have a really dynamic contrast with them versus our main characters. And just like our enemies, our environment is just as important to us. Our environment is basically a supporting character to our main characters. If they were like in a boring area, and basically, Intrepid is a game where you go on a huge adventure with your best friend, and we just want the player to have a blast and continue to do so throughout the game. And before we go for Q&A, we just want to tell you guys about our 4 main things again. We care about the whimsical adventure tone, CORGI physics, wait, remember CORGI physics, intelligent Jessie AI, that's important because you want to love her.